The RV Show USA is brought to you by Flagstaff, building better RVs, making smarter RVers.
All right, so as you know, in our Ask the Manufacturer segments, we visit with folks from within the RV industry to get a better perspective on how the industry actually works in hopes of making you a smarter RVer, because smarter RVers make for happy campers. I'm excited to bring up our next guest. He is going to give us a peek behind the scenes, if you will, of an actual RV manufacturing plant. Welcome to the show, Duane Yoder.
Hey, it's good to be on.
Well, I'm so glad you took a few minutes to be with us. You're there in Indiana, I guess in the epicenter of the RV universe. Tell us where you work and exactly what do you do?
So I'm a production manager. I run production over two product lines. It's the GeoPro and ePro, and the Mini Light and Micro Light plant. Both are part of the Rockwood and Flagstaff division.
Nope. Both of those are
part of Forest River.
Those are different models. The ePro, GeoPro, and the Mini Light, Micro Light. Are those built in under the same roof, or are they different plants, or what? So
the GeoPro is the Rockwood version, and the ePro is the Flagstaff version, and those are built in a different plant from the Mini Light, which is the Rockwood version, and the Micro Light, which is the Flagstaff version. Okay,
gotcha. When people think of an RV manufacturing plant, you know, they've got an image, I guess, in their mind. What do they actually see? Describe what somebody would see from the outside of a plant, because when I took my first tour, I'm like, you've got to be kidding me.
You'll see
a big building.
Looks like an ant. Yeah, a big building. And what almost looks like an anthill. We got people all over the place, and just it's a very dialed-in process of building RVs, from all the way in the back where the frames come in to all the way up in final where they roll out the door, a finished product.
But when you look at the outside of the plant, that's where I was going with this thing. When I pulled up outside the plant for the first time, I was blown away. It's enormous. I mean, it's like, I don't know how many square feet it is, but it is bigger than I could have ever imagined. And you do everything, I guess, under that one roof pretty much.
Yes. We bring in the frames basically without axles. It's just the steel part of the frame, but everything else is done in-house for the most part. Assembled in-house.
When you talk about overseeing the production process, give me an example of what that means, and what could go wrong in the production process.
Oh, there's definitely things that can go wrong, but for me, my day-to-day is trying to keep in tune with warranty, what we're hearing in warranty, the problems we're seeing. We keep a pretty close eye on the Facebook fan club pages to see what our customers are dealing with, problems they're running into. And then we also have a PDI process and a CAI quality inspection process that we keep close tabs on what we're building, how any issues that come up that we can address right away. The sooner we catch something, the sooner we can address it and make sure there's not more out in the field, that we can just stay on top of it.
Talk to me about the difference between the PDI process and what did you call the quality assurance? What's the difference and which comes first? Describe them for me, please.
So the quality assurance inspection is what we do within our own division here, the Rockwood Flagstaff division. We have a separate building where they run through a percentage of the units off of every production line here in our division. And they go through and basically retest everything that's already been tested online. They retest, like they reflood the tanks, they check torque on the wheels, they test the Wi-Fi, they test basically everything that is usable on the RV they test. And then they also go through for cosmetic fit and finish to make sure that everything looks good.
Now, you don't do every RV that way. You just pull some off the line, and how do you decide that? And why don't you do every RV?
to do every RV, it would take a much bigger building, and we run quite a bit of units out of Millersburg here, and for one building to test everyone, and everyone gets tested online. This is just a secondary test to make sure, putting different eyes on it, putting different perception on it, and to make sure that we're basically, the CAI building is designed to look at it as the customer walking into the unit, to see, first glance, what do they see, what stands out, because us building the units, sometimes they all look the same, and we look at it from the production side and building side, and sometimes a fresh eye on it brings a new perspective.
So when you say that they're all checked online, what that means is on the production line, wherever they happen to be in that phase of production, and then you pull out a certain percentage of them, send them over to the quality assurance building so they can be inspected, and then if you see something, it may trigger an alarm bell, if you will, in your mind, going, we better go check on the such and such. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes. We just randomly pick units that go offline, the group leaders online, the production personnel online don't know which ones those are going to be, and that's done on purpose. Mm-hmm. So we can, so we know nobody's fluffing anything, and that gives us an honest perception of what the customer will see.
Okay,
and
so
it's about 10% of the units go through the CAI.
Okay, talk to me now about the PDIs. When are they done? I guess simultaneously in a different place, or a PDI means what? I know what it means, but some people that are watching and listening may not know what a PDI is.
I believe it means pre-delivery inspection. That is done at a different facility in 10 miles from us, roughly, in Goshen, Indiana. That is Forest River's corporate quality control. Mm-hmm. And there they go through a very similar process. They go through a completely different set of eyes yet. They go through, basically retest everything, reflood tanks. And then they also have a rain bay that they put units in the rain bay where it sits in 10 minutes of just a torrential downpour to make sure that we don't have any leaks. And if we do, that we can figure out where it's coming from and see if it's an issue with other product or other units as well.
Now, is that a standard thing across the industry? Everybody has a PDI plant like that, like Forest River does, or you don't know? Or
I'm not sure that everybody does, but I know most of them have some sort of a PDI.
And does every RV go through that PDI process, or is it kind of like the quality assurance part where you pull off just a certain percentage of them?
It's just a certain percentage that gets pulled off and run through there.
Okay.
But we do a lot. Well, all the tests that they do in the PDI, other than the rain bay, gets done online in the production process.